Hello, my name is Matthew Elvers, and in this video we will be going over assignment 4. So what is the objective? The objective is to design and implement an object-oriented Java application to calculate shipping costs and generate shipping labels for a logistics company. So let's dive into the code. So as you can see, I have 6 different classes and one where we actually run the code. So let's get started. So we have contact right here. Oh, sorry, that's a little spoiler right there. So we have contact right here. So as you can see, I put everything private just to keep everything more safe and secure. And then since we have a sender and a recipient, this is why this is the information that they're going to take in. So we have name, address, city, state, and zip code. And then this down here is just for format reasons to make sure that everything looks more aesthetically pleasing. And then up here, so as you can see, this is just protected so our specific shipment tiers can easily grab them. And it's just for extra padding and protection. That's all that is. And then this is more of the sender and recipient's information that they are going to intake, which is the sender, recipient, weight, and base cost per ounce. And then this is our baseline math for the standard shipment. This is where they're going to make the baseline math right here. And then this is just for format reasons to make everything look better. And then as you can see here, we have standard shipment, 2-day shipment, and overnight shipment. So the standard shipment is basically just all the normal things without any extra fees. So it's going to show off the sender recipient weight and base cost per ounce, and it's going to show off the name, address, city, state, and zip code. So that's all the standard shipment Java, and then it's going to have this at the top or after we type in everything, it's going to have that, and it's going to say that this is a shipping label standard. And then the only difference between the standard and the 2-day is that the 2-day will have a flat fee, and it's going to add the flat fee after it calculates all the stuff that would be normally for, the standard shipment. So it's just going to add the flat fee to the normal calculations. And then um, the difference between overnight and standard is it's going to take the return weight times the base cost per ounce plus the overnight fee per ounce. So this is the overnight fee, and it's going to, um, it's going to run this math right here, and then it's going to have this label over here, shipping label overnight. And then let's get into the code that we're going to run. So as you can see, this is going to keep running until we type done. So it's going to ask us to do 1 standard, 2 2-day, 3 overnight, and then or type done to exit. So that's essentially what this is right here. And then this is where we type in all this is where we actually have to type in the stuff to let the code, take in our input and then make outputs based on what we put in. So sender info, recipient info, package details, weigh in ounces, we type in that. So this is where we just type in all this stuff. And then base cost per ounce, type there. And then figure out which object we actually need to build. So this is where it actually determines if it's a standard, if it's 2-day, if it's overnight. So this is where, as you can see, this is where it's going to have the flat fee for 2-day, obviously nothing in for standard, and then the overnight fee for overnight. And then this down here, it just prints the label if everything works out correctly. And then this down here, quick helper method to keep the main loop from getting cluttered. So it just makes everything look better. All right, let's run the code. So I'm going to type in 1 to go into standard. I'm going to try to go super fast when doing this, but I'll make sure I do this one correctly. 1, 2, 4, Orlando, Florida, and then let's do Bob, Boulevard, and then Orlando, and then all right, and then this is where we type in weight in ounces. Let's do 50, and then let's do 2, so $2. So then it's going to show shipping label standard from Matthew, blah blah blah, information there, to Bob, information there. Total shipping cost $100, so it just did 50 times 2, as you can see over there. So that's how we got the $100. All right, let's do 2 days. So I'm just gonna just type in that, 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 so we can go quick. Let's do B, 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 B. All right, so let's do 50 times 2 again. And then as you can see, the difference between the 2-day and the 2-day flat fee and just the standard is it's going to add this on with the 2-day flat fee. So let's type in $50 for the 2-day flat fee. So as you can see, it's going to be 50 times 2 plus 50. That's where the 150 is from. So as you can see, shipping label 2-day from information to information, and then total shipping cost $150. So let's do overnight now. So I'll do the same thing as last time just to make everything quicker. And then all right, and then let's do 50 times 2, and then let's make it for per ounce, let's make it $2. So it's going to be 50 times 2, $100, and then 50 times 2, $100, and then $100 plus $100, and then that's how we get to the math down here for $200. So shipping label overnight from information to information, total shipping cost $200. And then let's type in done to exit the code. And then exiting system, goodbye. And then the code finishes right there. So that is it for this video. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.